Hello everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and today I want to look at the future of the NRA. I don't think I've ever done that before. I know they've come up in other readings, but you know, now that all the dirt's out on Mr. Little Old Wayne LaPierre, I want to see if also, like, maybe we can see whether or not it's going to come out. Well, actually, I need to confirm first. My suspicion is, and I have to set aside my bias when I do this reading, and I promise I will, but my suspicion is that the NRA funneled foreign money into Trump's campaign and into other GOP, members, and that's why they're all so complicit and complacent and stuck with Trump, you know. So I want to see if that's even true, and then me, when I open a can of worms, I'm thinking, well, if it does prove to be true, will it ever come out to the mainstream media? So anyway, let me drop the camera down and see what I can find. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start here with Ciro Marchetti's Kipper in order to see whether or not there was any foreign money channeled through the NRA to the GOP. So if the main character man comes through, I'm going to assign, I'll assign that card as being Trump. If a main woman comes through, maybe Melania is involved. And then, we do have we have 6 people cards in this deck. So I'm just going to have to let the others, actually, I know what, if the what is that guy called? Is the older man? It's like the supportive older man. I forget what he's called. Here, I'll pull these people out. Let's do it this way. Okay, there's Trump, woman, mature man. That's what it was. And then the community card might come through to show. I don't know, but main female. There we go. Child, I kind of doubt it. I'll just assign the child as something small if that comes through. I'm missing one. Here she is. Okay, so here's our people cards. So this would be Trump and Melania. I like the way they're kind of looking away from each other. This could be Wayne LaPierre. And, oh wait, I'm missing, oh, here she is now. And this gal could be, like maybe a Rebecca Mercer or the Publix heiress or somebody, some foreign woman, maybe a woman. But anyway, if they're not people, they're somebody who's supportive to the cause, and then these are their younger counterparts. Like this could be Maria Butina, right? And then this could be maybe one of the Trump sons or whatever. But if these cards come through, let me make sure they're really mixed up in here. If any of these cards come through, then you'll know who I've assigned them to. But the younger ones, with the exception of the younger woman, would definitely be Maria Butina. I think that's how you pronounce her name. It's either Butina or Butina. Might be Butina. I don't know. Anyway. Was foreign money channeled through the NRA to Trump and to the GOP? Or either or? Because that would be why the GOP is, stuck with Trump, right? Okay. Letting go of my mind, letting go of my bias, letting go of my logical brain for a while I draw the cards. So that now it's more of a eye, hand, body process. Okay, there we go. I want to know what really happened. What actually happened from, if anything, from the NRA to Trump or the GOP? So that's 5. I had to be a little logical there with the counting. Okay. But you know, in the best case scenario, it's like your left and right brain working together. Okay, let's see. 3, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, barely fits. Hold on, I'll turn off this lamp over here. That might help with the glare. Let's see, maybe this. I don't know. Nah, that one up there made no difference, but I think the lamp did. Okay, so well, Trump has appeared. Surprisingly, Melania has appeared. But then again, does it really surprise us? Because she's been a foreign connection forever, and for all we know, she's been his handler. Okay, we have the foreign money, foreign card over here. This has Wayne LaPierre written all over it. I mean, and I could read it a different way and assign the main male as Wayne LaPierre, but I kind of feel like he's just been a bit of a pawn. Intuitively, I feel that way. So anyway, back to the question at hand. Well, there's been a painful loss. There's been an ending that's just done. This is Melania. This loss that is done has to do with, and this is, you know, well, I was asking what happened in the past. Oh, okay. So this is the past. My goodness, yeah, because look at this mirroring here. Okay, so there was an end to the money that was coming into the NRA, right? Because this is the past with the NRA in relationship with Donald John Trump and the GOP. So I think this is Wayne LaPierre. For sure this is Trump. For sure this is Melania, because that's the way I assigned them. And they didn't have to come through, but they did. So there was a loss, or a loss of flow of money coming in to the NRA. So what did they do? Well, they turned to Wayne LaPierre to try and make some, you know, create some change in the loss. And Wayne LaPierre, was already in bed with foreign, you know, with Russian money, right? And there were communications from Russian officials, maybe not Putin himself, but maybe oligarchs. And, you know, and there was probably like, yeah, we see you're having trouble, but let's see if we can change that for you. And then they got in bed with, or they're like, we're already in bed with you know who, and his hoe-bag wife, and they sold us out. And it's Maria Butina here, or Butina, whatever, however, that's her, because I assigned her. So he said, okay, yeah. And then the money came in. And also Melania had some control there too. Wow. And it's possible, we really don't know, because Maria came in at a certain time, but we really don't know how long, when it comes to, the time that it happened. This, well, no, because Melania, I was thinking this could have been when Trump still had his casino, but he wasn't married to Melania then, was he? That would have been Ivana. So maybe I'm wrong, and this isn't Melania, and this is Ivana from way back in the past, because these two cards together do spell divorced woman. So there's possibility that Ivana had a connection there too. Wow. Because look what knights to Trump. We've got Russian oligarchs and Ivana. Wow. Just remember, this is the past. This is not the future at all. I wanted to know the story of the past. Now, this concern card, even though there's a man there, that doesn't mean that it's a man. This would be Ivana. Very, very concerned about being broke and being stressed out and really worried. And the financial restriction that she didn't like, I suppose, maybe led to the whole thing. Or maybe this was all of them together. The fact that this card hangs over Trump tells me that this is him who was really worried. I mean, it can be both of them, of course, but because this is hanging straight over him, he was the most concerned about money. And it probably had to do with campaign donations or the funds to get him all over the United States doing rallies. Because we've got this changed travel card here. I could draw more cards, but it looks to me like, yeah, he just got in bed with Russian oligarchs. Well, he always was since the 80s. He's been in bed with, remember, trying to, I'm sorry, I don't mean to yell at you guys. Trying to remember, he was, he had trouble with Taj Mahal. It ended, his casino in Atlantic City. He lost it. It ended. And in the 80s, he was trying to create a Trump Tower in Moscow, right? So he's been in bed with Putin for a long time, and the Russian oligarchs for a very long time. So here's my confirmation that foreign money was definitely channeled to him and into his campaign. This has to be how his inauguration fund had $107 million in it. It has to be. Wow. Notice how the imprisonment card knights over to Maria Butina, and she was locked up for quite some time. Putin did that himself to her to get her back over there, I think. I don't know, or some part of the process of getting her back there, he locked her up after. Probably, I think it was her. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but there was some young woman that was over here doing her thing. She was the one that was at Trump's campaign, one of the first RNC, convention. Yeah, it was a convention, and asking questions about, I don't know if it had to do with the Second Amendment or what, but she was asking questions. This would indicate him telling her what to ask. Well, of course, it came through here, but there was that question to him. Then that's online. You guys can find that, where she stands up and asks something to do with gun rights for the USA. What will you do, to protect the Second Amendment, that kind of thing, as if she's an American. And then I think she got locked up, and so then somehow or another she got to go back. I think. I could be wrong. Maybe that's someone else, and maybe this just has to do with what's hanging over Trump. But again, this was the past. And if this isn't outright imprisonment, because it's not always, this card has to do with a restriction. So it could be that from foreign lands there was a big restriction on Trump, and it's, that's because major torture, worry, and stress was hanging over him, and he had to do whatever they said. But this would explain actually, you know what? Let's leave this here with I think I would have to reshuffle and to ask about the GOP, because I didn't expect, well, unless this could be any supportive man in the GOP. But I did really feel like this was Wayne LaPierre. Oh, that's right. Now, Wayne LaPierre, I don't know if he's been locked up, but this could be hanging over him, because look how these two cards night together. Yeah, there are layers here. Right. And obsessively trying to bring people together to be, because this is a card, it doesn't have to be lovers at all, but success. Obsessively concerned over success, which is coming from the Russian oligarchs, because it's a way to launder money, right? Arms, weapons, the misery off the backs of people. It's awful. So what I'll do now is I'll use my Russian tarot deck, which I thought was an Italian deck, but it came from Russia. It's great for political readings. It's this deck here. You guys can find it if you want it. It's available at Taroko Studio. I think there's a website. Yeah, here's the website right here, if you want it. Yeah. The Pope pulling strings. I mean, it's just, the cards are like, they're just, and it's the first deck. Well, no, I take it back. My only other deck, the Urban Tarot, those are my only two decks that I have that I can't see a reason for using reversals, because there are so many negative cards, because they're just so blatantly about everyday life, and there's not a whole lot of spirituality in them. So anyway, I'll ask the same question, but I'll bring it into the GOP. So, was foreign money channeled? If I don't get a clear answer, I'll use the Kipper again, but was foreign money channeled through the NRA to the GOP? Because we saw for sure Trump, but was foreign money channeled through NRA to the GOP? So I'll go with the standard forces in motion, GOP's biggest challenge. And then, well, let's just do 5 cards to show me the story. And this is, again, the past. let's see what the heck was on the bottom. Put these two cards over here. Let's see. Does that work? There we go. Yeah. Okay. So with the forces in motion, we've got the Four of Cups. So this shows the apathy. This is the GOP. This is this apathetic place where they don't care about anyone else except for controlling, literally controlling what they want. You know, controlling the narrative, controlling voting rights, trying to hold on to the white old man's, you know, their way of thinking. You know, they don't want women to have reproductive rights. It's all about the money. The money, and they, you know, they want the control because they want the money. So I think also this shows in the past they were really concerned. This goes with that concern card that we had, you know, over here. Their biggest challenge with now this is the Nine of Swords, and this deck is just so, see what I'm saying? I literally had to write down. I had to go through and write down exactly what was what from their website because I couldn't figure it out. When I see the Nine of Swords, I don't think this way, but when you look at it from the, you know, like a Russian perspective, I mean, check it out. It's like this guy's just on his social media playing to the crowd, but there's worry and regret and nightmares, and this is the same as here, I'll show you. This to me is the same. Oh, good, the cards are right here on the top. When I see this card in the Kipper, I think of the Nine of Swords. Now, I know these images are not at all alike, but if you're concerned with what the outer world thinks about you, and you're trying to play that game, then, you know, that's their challenge, their biggest challenge. Okay. Now remember, this is all about the past. It's not going to be like past, present, future like I usually read. Here's the past. So with the King of Cups, they literally had the wisdom and the brains. Well, they're calling it wisdom here, but I feel like this is more about knowledge versus, you know, like even spiritual wisdom. The traditional King of Cups is amazing. But with this deck, we just have to look at the fact that, like, look at everything that's up here in the tree. Like all these tools, all these, you know, branches of what the GOP has. I mean, it looks like we've got a rocket into space, we've got a crown, we've got money, light bulb, ghosts of the past, kiss-ups, I guess. I don't know who this big blue whale is. Maybe this is the Democrats that they're worried about. Magic wand. Anyway, so, but this to me is like that ability to organize reality, if you want to look at wisdom being that way. But it's also on the level of playing to the, you know, to the crowd, in order to manipulate. Like if I did read reversals and the King of, with this deck, when the King of Cups comes through reverse to me, that is all about being very manipulative and abusive even, right? And it's a card of cheaters when it's reversed. So maybe I should read reversals with this deck. Anyway, look at this. And remember, this is all the past. So the past, they wanted to manipulate. They don't care if they cheat. They're very, you know, intolerant as to what is honest and fair. It's all about just manipulation. And then here we have their motivation, and look at that right there. Now, this is the King of Wands, but again, maybe I should be reading reversals with this deck, because it's the King of Wands reversed is like an abusive leader, a bully, somebody who's not loyal at all, and they can be very, very ruthless. And of course, because they've been chasing the money. That's all it's been about. And then with the Queen of Cups, or I'm sorry, what I'm saying, the Queen of Pentacles, again, it's like, maybe I should have read it reversed, because in the reversal, we're dealing with being really worried about financial things. You can see that here in this cup. I mean, in this card, this, it's like she's ready to throw that. God, this reminds me of one of those Monty Python movies with, remember was it The Life of Brian? What was the one? I just remember this woman being at the sink washing dishes, and there were like 10 kids all over the house. She didn't use birth control, and her baby just fell out of her, and she looked over to the other child and said, "Will you catch that for me, Deirdre?" My goodness. In this card, she's ready to throw the rolling pin at the stork because she doesn't want another baby. So again, this chasing the money and just being really focused on material reality. So on one level, this card does tell me that it has to do with trying to stabilize, your financial situation. Interesting. Okay. Then with the Two of Wands here, again with the past, they're looking for, that ability to freely, I guess just freely plan what they want in the future. There's choices here, right? There's travel choices here usually in this card. This guy might be going online, to look to his traveling, but he's really wanting that guy's pizza. And this guy's totally free. He's just got this little bag. I don't know. It's interesting. Okay. And then what do we have down here? Okay, so the past, remember, it's all about the past. We have the World. We have the World card, and there's something complete. Now, the World card in the tarot is also about foreign lands. It's also a card of travel, but it involves the world. So these two cards together tell me foreign money. Foreign money. And into the GOP, maybe this card had to do with them like watching, because we know how many GOP members went, and there's probably more, but there were at least 15 that went on July 4th, 2018, went to Russia. I don't know if they, or maybe it's hidden, that they actually got an appointment or the meeting, I should say, with Putin. But anybody with half a brain can figure out that you go stay in a Russian hotel, you probably are being bugged and watched, filmed, right? Because that's how they roll. So yeah, or at least in any nice hotel. I don't know. Do they have B&Bs and things like that, or whatever you call it, Airbnbs or things like that? I don't know. I have no idea. But this could be. There's that possibility of like surveilling, because we've got the computer there and he's watching, surveilling the normal guy that's just trying to have a nice lunch. This could be a stupid GOP member, and this could be Russia. Because right here, they got what they wanted. And who are those guys falling off the world there as he's ready to like crush it with his hands? Look at all these people falling off the planet there. And he doesn't care because he's got what he's want. You know, he's the guy with the big top hat, and he's like wiping his mouth because he's done eating. Disgusting. It's funny. It's interesting how the pizza and the, you know, that all goes together. Huh. Anyway, it's an interesting deck. Okay, so what was on the bottom? We have the Reunion, which is the Three of Cups, but in this deck, it's just so weird. Let's look at this card separately. It's somebody's forced to look in the mirror. Somebody's being forced to look into the mirror. There's not three people celebrating. There's two people. This one's shoving her into the mirror for like what? Look in the mirror as to what? And this is the GOP. And then stability, the Four of Wands stability. Yeah, they brought something home. They brought something home. Okay. Just to confirm, if you want to hang in there with me, I know we're into a half an hour, but just to double confirm, or let me make sure these are shuffled correctly, or just to make, well, here, maybe I can. I usually don't do this because it makes so much noise, but let's try it this way. What I want to do is doubly confirm that there's been Russian money funneled through, whether or not, has there been, I don't want my bias confirmed, but I'm suspecting that Russian money was funneled through the GOP. So if that's the case, thank you to my spirit team for showing whether or not that's true. Has foreign money come through the GOP? Okay. Let's do 14 cards again. 2, 3. Okay. Well, something's sideways there. Let's see. Wow. To kind of scrunch things together here. Oh, goodness. Okay, so that's interesting. I don't know who this younger, wealthy person is. But look at this money. And I don't know if this has anything to do with COVID or if this is just, you know, showing a down patch where a lot of money came through. And it could be something they had been, you know, focused on, worked on for quite some time. The courthouse in the middle, this is like something legal. This is something legal about some younger, wealthier person. This would just be a guy like under 50. If it's not a guy, if this isn't a person, this would be the ambition. The ambition. This card could be that that way that they could be caught, where the GOP is caught in a place of You know, like maybe it's going to come through in the future. The poverty card shows them not being able to bring in the donations that they wanted, and so they've been very deceptive. These two cards together definitely spell out hiding where the money came from, because the card to the left of the deceptive card, and it doesn't have to be a person, but it could just be that something's wrong. It's like the fox in the Linneman. So this deception is hiding how the money came through. Something was very tricky, and it had to do with the way the money came through. This could be wire transfers that they worked hard at getting for a long time. Because this is primarily about the GOP. So the GOP has been in poverty for quite some time. Or at least maybe these are the GOP members. And it's possible that it's going to come out in the future on at least one person. Wow. They're headed this way towards new or small levels. Yeah, small levels of good fortune. But this bad health card changes both of these cards, because this is something small, and this bad health card changes, excuse me, hold on, changes the amount of the good fortune. So it's not good, it's sideways, it's stifled. And even these two cards here, and this card here, actually all of these cards change this one as well. But this would have to do with, like, you know, something coming in quickly. Interesting. There's not as much here as there was with Trump, for sure. So I'm not going to say that a lot of the, well, because this was the past with the GOP. Oh, shoot. You know what? I didn't think about this. Maybe the GOP wasn't so dirty in the past, but with Trump, he shifted things. Wow. But anyway, the pattern here is that they were having financial problems for a long time and going back and forth under this limited, very, very limited amount of money coming in. But it did come through in deceptive ways, and I think it was wire transfers that had been worked for quite some time. That's interesting. What's on the bottom? The thief card. And, oh, if I go with all three, and here's Trump again. A successful reputation, but it was a distraction and under a lot of thievery. Stealing. It's a reputation of being a thief. Oh, that's Trump, you know, that's Don the Con. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I feel kind of exhausted there with Trump and the GOP. Now let me do the last question I have, which I think was the first thing that got me thinking about it, is let's look at the future of the NRA. Now that Wayne LaPierre is, I don't know if he's out, but the dirt on him is definitely out. He took a lot of money from the NRA for his own personal gain, to buy all his fancy suits and to go where he wanted to go, and I think to work on his property. Okay, the future of the NRA. Future of the National Rifle Association. I'm just going to do 10 cards. Okay. Sudden wealth. Yeah, sudden wealth is, there's a down patch of it. So donations and all that coming in, there's a down patch. I don't know who that is. There's a legal issue that they will have to be accountable for. Interesting. Meetings. Right into the intimate circle. So that's Wayne LaPierre. Okay, maybe I'll draw some cards over, but let's look at these first. So, right here in the center, I don't know who this woman is. If it's not, it doesn't have to be a woman. With the people cards, it often, like this is often not a person, but it's just that something's wrong. So with the privileged lady, the younger lady, this is about wealth and creativity. But these cards around it are not so good. But this could be, if it is a person, this could be some, a woman under 50 who does bring in a gift, and it would happen soon. And it could also be that it's been happening for a long time, the gifts coming in, but then something's wrong and there's deception here. This is the future, not the past. So in the future, this could be a female attorney who brings through the legal documents that they have to answer to and be accountable to. This could be many, so challenging times that will go on for a long time because of their deception. Maybe there's a woman also, or maybe this would be like Wayne LaPierre's daughter. Oops, possible that this is Wayne LaPierre's daughter, and she's in there. I don't know if he even has a daughter. I have no idea. I'm guessing here because I know nothing about the guy. Meetings that are deceiving. Again, the money flow that comes in quickly and the gifts are being looked at and examined. This is like an examiner. This is a future of the NRA. So, I mean, the only two, like judicial and court, these are the only two cards in the deck, and they have them both. So what else for the NRA? The future of the NRA. Success or not? Are they will they get through this? Will they get over this? There's the younger, there's the ambition, the reputation, the NRA, the reputation, and this is like battle, war, my goodness. That is a card of success. They're thinking about how the heck to, here, I'll just do another layer. I lied, I'm not doing just 4 cards. Yeah, they're thinking about, they're working it, they're trying to figure out how to get through it. That, in this situation, would have to be Wayne LaPierre. And, yeah, he's, a little distraction. But the future of the NRA. Ooh, that's not good. Their message is very, very limited. It doesn't, the ends don't meet between the work that they put out for success. Yeah. The communication is seen as I think is seen as being very deceptive, but it could be, right? Because this is, the message coming through here is deceptive. Yeah, there's going to be lots of meetings with him. Yeah, because he was a thief, right? In his intimate circle. So maybe he does have a child that's, this is either something small or a child that received some money, I guess. I don't know. We're just going to have to watch this one. Their reputation is not going well. Will not be going well. Wow. So it might be that he's out, and in the future he's out, and then maybe they're okay. But I don't know. If it can be proven, let's do this. Okay, one last question. Will it be proven? Will it come through mainstream media and be proven? Will there be a court case where there's proof that that foreign money was funneled through the NRA and into Trump or the GOP, either one? Will that ever happen? Again, I'll just do 10. Okay. Well, there's change coming through. Wow, somebody's having trouble. Oh, I don't know who she is. If this isn't somebody going to jail, it would be, like I always say, a major restriction. Yeah, it's official. There's some problem there. They're headed in that direction to have some rules and regulations down on them. Reputation, expected, okay. Wow. So I would say, yes, it will officially come out. Maybe this is a female newscaster who will announce it first. Like this might be a Rachel Maddow, because I think she's pushing 50. She's not there yet. I think she's 48 or 49, something like that. Holding tight to 49. I can't remember. I think I saw that Chris Hayes turned 50, or somebody turned 50, and she was like, no, I'm right behind you. But anyway, there's a mature woman and man here. So this could be, so this definitely is like change will bring through a major restriction for the NRA. And yes, it's official. If this isn't a newscaster that gets to spill the beans about it, this could be, a female attorney, and this could be a male attorney that has a good reputation, but will also work hard to show where the money has come from, because that's where they're headed. And, this tells me that the community we will be seeing it. This feels to me like, being on the news. On the news. So I'm thinking, yeah. I don't know how long it'll take. Yeah, it's not good for the NRA. Yeah, the success of the NRA, forget about it, man. It's not small, something smaller, maybe something new, some new success later on, a long, long time later. Interesting. Okay. Well, I got nothing left. I don't have any other questions. But I welcome your comments. The only other thing I could do, I forgot. Maybe this is my unconscious way of saving the best for last. Let's use only the places from the deck of character. I'm leaving out the characters and the tools. Let's see what place the NRA will be in the future. Let's look at that. I'll just do 5 cards. Let's look at that. What place will the NRA be in the future? So this will be only the future. On an island alone in the swamp. stewing in the swamp because of an enormous amount of, well, they can't get out of the hole. Boy, I wouldn't want to be in that. It's hot water. It's hot water that puts them in a hole. Isolated in a hole. So, you know, if we had like money cards, or if I pulled in the other characters and tools, I'm sure I'd get a bigger story, but I don't know. This reading's long enough. And of course, if anything comes up in the news in the future, I will absolutely update. Okay, thanks you guys. Hope you're having a good weekend. Take good care. Bye.